Family Talk Show, and we love you so much every time you tune in Church of Uganda Family TV. Do you have oneness in your marriage? Do you have oneness in your family?
Actually, this is what God has called married people to.
We need to go back and appreciate the plan God gave us for that family. The plan God wants us to have. We need to work hard, and God will bless the works of our hands.
Amen. Hello, this is Family Talk Show. We love you so much. Thank you for joining. It's a Friday, yet another episode of Family Talk Show. Brenda Mahoro is my name, and today I have exciting guests. I really congratulate every parent that has fetched their kids from school. You're good, you're beautiful, you're amazing. And those ones that are still traveling to go back home, I pray for Daddy Mercies. And those ones that are home, every student home, the people that are at home, I pray you be good for all these holidays. But we are here with exciting guests. I have Andrew Chayune. I'm sure you've been asking for him all this time, so he's here. You know that they've been asking for you all this time.
Oh, glory be to God. I really thank all the viewers of Family TV. Thank you so much for always joining and tuning to Family TV, where we dedicate ourselves to doing the parenting.
Madam Nagudi.
Glad to meet you. Glad to once again talk to you viewers. I'm glad to be here once again.
Please introduce yourself. Where are you from?
Oh, yes.
So that people would really want to know
Andrew
you.
is my name. I'm not very new here. I'm basically in guidance and counseling, at the same time a practicing teacher, at the same time a parent. I teach in various schools. King's College Budo is one of them, St. Julian, Gayaza, Standard High School, Zana, Caltech Academy, Makere, among others. So I can turn the opportunity to Madam Jessica.
Thank you very much. My name is Jessica Nagudi. I am a practicing counselor. I am a teacher as well. And I really love children because I'm a parent as well. So I'm here to share a lot with you people about what has transpired in school and what we expect of our children and what we expect of the parents in this holiday.
Wow. Mr. Chayune, right now kids have gotten their holiday, students at home, other parents are just picking up their kids at school. So, like, paint a picture now, what is happening?
All right. There is some excitement at one point. And on the other hand, there is that group of parents that is very sad because very soon, after maybe 2-3 weeks, children will still be expected to report back. And of course, it goes with a cost implication when you talk of fees and the other requirements. And the other warning is that they are going back for the very final term. So a lot is expected of them, especially the candidates. Therefore, now this is where we come in and throw still a word of guidance to the parents. What is expected of parents? Because we committed ourselves, we shall not cease the reminders to the parents that grooming a child takes a global village. So every now and again, we try to throw more guidance to the parents. What should they do as they receive back the children? Because many times, when children are at school, the responsibility is entirely in the hands of the teachers. Now, holiday means we are only changing goalposts. That whereas we have taken the mantle for the last 3.5 or close to 4 months, taking care of your children here and there. Now, we are seeing, let us also as teachers go for a short break, as the parents maybe also begin from there. But many times, parents relax. They don't perhaps even value the meaning of holidays. They imagine holidays, children should just keep at home, maybe watch the movies they want, eat the food they want, relax. So I think it's beyond that. So we are here to paint a picture or to even educate what is expected of a parent. As the kids are picked right from school, throughout the 3 weeks already, you're going to have them at home. Oh yes.
So you talked about they don't know about the holidays and they don't know like the picture about the holiday. Why do they get holidays? Why do you send off the children to get holidays at
Yes,
home?
it is part of the professional cycle that as we keep within the academic reign for 3 months, we appreciate that work without play makes Brenda brighter. So this time round, we feel having kept the kids within the classroom and school environment, I think life is beyond school environment. Life is beyond academics. So we also break off as a way of balancing up the equation to have a holistic child, a child who has grown with all the needed values. We break off and we say, for the next 3 weeks, stay with the parents with a very big hope that the moment they are with the parents, they are to still have more other values that make up a full human being. So the whole idea of pushing children home for a little break is maybe to even allow teachers relax off and maybe prepare and gain more energy for the next term. But at the same time, allow children also relax off from this classroom routine, but most of all, to give parents chance to also do the grooming of the children. Oh yes.
Madam Nagudi, what is expected of parents as children get holidays?
Oh, thank you. A lot is expected of them, a lot. Maybe before we look at their expectations, what is it that we have noticed among children? When you sent our children back to us, there was a lot that was registered. One, we realized that there was a lot of deviant behavior. We discussed about it here. But now, when you're receiving these children, some of you have invited you to school. They have invited you, they have told you. You've seen some of these circulars on media. Young children are proposing to others. Others are asking money for gifts. I read one for a P3 kid who was asking money for a gift. Another one failed. It was so absurd. There are so many deviant behaviors that we notice during school time now. Your child may not have gotten that character. Maybe your child is okay, but also there are those children that have come and they have learned several characters or behavior that they didn't have before they came home or before they came to school. So the role of a parent right now is to continue from where we have stopped. For example, first of all, find out, has my child studied? Look at the report card. Is there improvement or total decline? Is there hope or there is no hope academic-wise? That is the first thing you have to look at. Secondly, my child went with property. Has he or she come back with the property? Or he or she has come back with the excess property? What are the responsibilities of the parents? First of all, to guide the children. As the child comes from school, check your child. Because we don't know what the child is carrying, or we don't know what he has lost. So sometimes you need to first of all verify the academic, that is the report card, of course. A parent, read the circular. Many parents don't read circulars. They don't. And at the end of the day, they end up not doing what is expected of them. But with your child, as the child enters the home, I have told you the first thing is check. Has your child gotten a report card? How has the child performed? Then after that, find out, have they come back with the property you gave them, or it is lost? That is teaching children responsibility, and also showing children that when I buy for you something, let it be brought back. Then from that, we need to observe our children. Take time and observe them. Find out which kind of friends do they have at school. When they are talking to you, ask them, how is your friend? Who is your friend? What have you been discussing? Above all, mind which kind of language this child is using. Because truth be said, schools teach a lot. We teach children to go to another level, to get the academic qualification, to get all that. But sometimes there are certain things that these children adopt from school and we don't know. In addition to that, as the children come, we expect you to take charge of them. We are away. Sometimes for us, we get the stick. But sometimes you don't. Now, there are certain things that they are going to do in your absence. So I request parents out there that as the children come, take charge. Please take charge. Where we have stopped, That's where you should begin. And then after you, we shall begin from where you have stopped. There is a lot that we need. There is a lot.
True.
Yeah.
You talked about deviant behaviors. What are those deviant behaviors?
Oh, those are quite many.
Yeah.
Brenda,
What did you...
deviant behavior
Yeah.
is behavior that is socially unacceptable, whereby you do something that society does not acknowledge. That is deviation. You're not behaving according to the norms of the society. So these deviant behaviors are quite many. Brenda, I want to be very sincere. There are so many things that have happened during the course of the term. Many schools have experienced so many challenges with the children. I will talk about one of the problems we have experienced. That is none other than drug abuse. Oh my God. Drug abuse is eating up the young ones. And this is an effect of COVID, because children are interacted with very many people. Drug abuse in form of it has come in form of different things, where you find cookies are having drugs in them, and people are enjoying this. They are selling them expensively, but we don't know. As schools, we may not even tell because they look normal, but there is a problem. Then another challenge, many children have lost hope and they have tried to take their life. You people, I have talked to several children in different schools who have tried to take their dear lives. That is attempted suicide. Those ones, I saw a video of a young man who jumped off a building recently, and we thank God he didn't die. But what could have been the cause? Children have lost hope. When they came back to school, we bombarded them with a lot of work. Classwork, we are struggling with the syllabi, we are struggling with work, and yet they had issues at home. I want to tell you, dear parents and the guardians and other people out there, this is something that is eating up society. Children have decided to take their dear lives. Many schools have experienced this. They have tried to guide, they have counseled the children. But as parents, please, when the children come back, sit down your child and talk to them. That maybe life is a little bit hard right now, but doesn't mean that is the end of the road. Then you talked about another deviant behavior or other deviant behaviors. I want to talk about theft. Oh my God. This has been a challenge. There are children who came back with nothing apart from fees and basic things. They did not come with what to use. So we have experienced a number of challenges whereby children have adopted to other character, like stealing. Someone steals sugar. I was called by a certain parent whose child was expelled because of stealing sugar. She had really stolen sugar. And she had over 10 kilograms hidden under her bed. So the friends complained and they found a certain bag under her bed. And she was like, I'm taking this sugar home because we have a problem with sugar at home. We always take tea without sugar. It was so hurting. It was so hurting. Now, they couldn't allow that in school because they said this is a deviant behavior. So that child has been expelled because she learned how to steal. But look at the reason the child gave. At home, we often take tea without sugar. So at school here, I saw these people who have a lot of sugar, and I decided to pick a kilo throughout the term. So that was so sad. But somehow, these are some of the things that we are talking about. Then another thing that has eaten the children, which I call deviant relationships. There was a document that made rounds on media. It's a P3 kid. Oh my God, it was so funny. A P3 kid is angry because a boy has rejected her. And she is also in P3 and the boy is in P3.
They're all in P3.
They are all in P3. You people, P3, primary 3. And the child, they know all about love.
Where do they learn them from?
Very good. That's a very nice question. You people of the media, you have killed us.
Let's go in for a short break. We are coming back. Madam Nagudi, you have to tell us how we have spoiled these kids. Let's go in for a short break.
Family TV, enriching lives. Family TV, enriching lives.
Welcome back from the short break. Of course, you're still watching Family Talk Show with me, Brenda Mahoro, and I have exciting guests today. Madam Nagudi told us that media has spoiled the students and pupils and children at home. So I really want to know how media has spoiled the children. Madam Nagudi.
Yes.
Hey, you have hit us with the arrows. Please explain why. You're saying.
I wouldn't love to apologize for the statement I made. I meant it. Media, when I talk about media, I am talking about a lot of things. I'm talking about social media, I'm talking about newspapers, I'm talking about a lot. Media,
WhatsApp,
I'm talking about so many things.
But how do these people?
Now, media, the content, sometimes the content that we air, it is nice, yes, but the age group. Remember, most of these children have access to this content. For example, they have mobile phones, smartphones.
P3 kid.
Yes, tabs. They have tabs, they have access. They can even buy data. They have it. Because children have been exposed to money, they know how to use these things. Remember, this is the .com era, leave alone us who are in analog. These children are digital. So they know. Even at school, we are, you know, recently the science teachers are earning big. So science, we go science. So as early as P3, you must know how to use a smartphone. You must know how to present information on Facebook and how to search information. People have accounts, Twitter, they have them. Instagram, they take photos. I'm telling you this, find out as you're going to see what is happening. So many children are exposed. So the content that these children view in form of videos, in form of music, which kind of music, some of these dances are erotic.
True.
So
Even
erotic dances,
secular.
yeah, the music, the language used. I'm not saying music is bad. Music is food for the soul, but it is also somehow causing problems. Media is one of them. But there are also other factors that I request Mr. Chair to talk about that are causing all this deviant behavior. So parents out there, you're also to blame. Who buys the phones?
It's the parent.
Very good. You have bought the phones. Yes, we are in a digital era. I appreciate it. I would buy for my child, but at what age? Secondly, what is it that they are going to view? What is it that they are using the phones for? What is it that they are watching on TV? Remember, most of us are busy. We are never at home. We are looking for school fees. But dear parents out there, even when you're busy, it is your responsibility to take control and take charge. Because if you don't take control and take charge, then the world is going to take control and charge on your children. And at the end of the day, you will cry. And then you will say, who can I run to? Where were you when the child was getting spoiled? Dear parents out there, that is your question. Because charity begins at home. Therefore, as our children come, I have told you there are so many characters that have come up. There are so many behavior changes that have been noticed among our children. We are still struggling with them. This COVID effect is not going to end today. But together as a team, parents, teachers, religious leaders, politicians, all of us need to work as a team to make sure that we have a better tomorrow. Because for us, we are growing old. We are going to leave the scene. What about the future leaders? What is going to befall of them? Maybe before I conclude, there's something that hurt me. Recently, I read a document that showed a certain group recruiting children into deviant behavior, that is homosexuality and lesbianism. Somebody is being paid highly. I think it was in the media as well. So it was circulating. It was very, very hurting. You people, where are our children heading? If these people are paying these children handsomely, when these children come home, dear parents, take note, keen interest in the character of your child. Which person is this child speaking to at what time? You may not really expose yourself that I'm watching you, but put up measures to take charge. Spy on these children, especially these ones who have grown a little, the secondary kids. The teenagers. Oh my God, there is a lot going on.
Wow. Amazing. Mr. Chayune, what other factors that has brought about these deviant behaviors that Madam Ndagudi has talked about? Has talked about theft, has talked about relationships, has talked about students even losing hope at the extent that they want to remove themselves.
The causes are many. And just like she said, so much pushing the question of social media, I want to first begin by concluding that on what should exactly the parents do to avoid this. I've always told you, and I will still boldly remind parents this. As long as you bought your child a smartphone, you prepared a fertile ground to turn your child into a nuisance. I want to be very clear, and I don't regret any statement I make. As long as you bought your child a smartphone, who is below 18 to be more specific, you prepared a fertile ground to turn your innocent child into a nuisance. There is a lot they are getting on these phones that we just can never understand.
Mr. Chairman,
Let us
at
withdraw.
what age are you talking about?
Now, if the child is at university, maybe at that age, even when they see something strange, they know how best to control. But one thing we forget, that the young children, whatever they see, they want to try it out.
Yeah.
And by the way, their bodies, even by seeing something immoral, they get excited. And the other demand is, let's try it out. That's why you'll not be surprised to find relationships at the age of 10 years, 15, kids are already coupling. So let us try as much as possible to withdraw these phones. If the child must ever use a smartphone, parents, let the child use your very phone. Then, besides the phones, we have the TVs. Now children are going to be in the holidays. From morning to evening, they are the ones controlling the remotes. Actually, someone sent something very fun on social media. There was official handing over of the remote. Now that children are getting back home, you find parents are officially handing over the remote. Now the child wakes up at around 9 or 10, begins changing from one channel to another channel. By the way, what is very funny, they don't even watch some of these local channels that perhaps are educative, like Family TV. They have their stupid channels that have very hopeless content. Parents, let us be very watchful. We have so much loved children, but we have spoiled them. You find children have their own TV sets in their bedrooms. Whatever they watch, parents are asleep past midnight. Children are still watching. It may not be these channels, but they get different movies.
Yeah.
You find children are moving from one home to another, exchanging movies. But do you know the content in the movies they are watching?
Magazines.
Most of these movies are either training a child how to approach a woman, or even when the woman says yes, what follows next. So you find the child has all the tips. By the way, it's not surprising that children have even tried to approach teachers, female teachers. It is very absurd. But then, the environment we are in is equally rotten environment. Therefore, as parents, what is expected of us, now that we are surrounded with a very rotten environment, because I agree, there are parents who are taking caution. They are following all these pieces of advice, but they are now being let down by the nature of the environment. The neighbors are rotten. Or the neighborhood generally is very rotten. So parents, let us avoid the following. We have talked about social media. Let us control as much as possible. Let us engage our children during this course of the holiday into housework. Brenda, it is very painful, and I'll always call upon parents. You're doing your children a big disservice. You forget one thing, today you're calling them children in your home, tomorrow these are either husbands or wives.
Parents will say they have house
Now,
maids.
how can a child get to senior 4, cannot even peel, cannot even prepare a meal of 3-4 people, and everything is done by maids? By the way, the other reminder, when kids get into the holidays, that is now the holiday for the maid. Parents, this is what should be understood. As the children get back home, it means the maid is also getting a break off. Let children begin from there, because look at the maid in your house. That maid was not born to be a maid. There were circumstances that forced them to work as your maids. By the way, who knows whether tomorrow it will be your children serving in the same angle. But besides, even when they are lucky they have been educated, they will be married. Brenda, what is very painful in marriage, we can be lovers today for the first 1 year, 2, 3, but trust me, as we get into the 4th, the 5th year, I find you cannot cook, you can't lay the bed, you're a dirty woman, you can't do this. I'll give up and I'll look for somebody who has been groomed. Parents, don't wait for the child. This, normally you call it kaski, on the eve as you're causing a send-off. That is when the singers come around and they want to teach the girl how to lay the bed, how to peel. That is nonsense.
1 week.
It should be that by the time the child is in senior 1, there is even this other practice. Will go to the tisakate. I mean, that is for lazy parents. Why should someone else groom your child how to peel? Don't you eat on a daily basis at home? then it's not about only peeling, washing, ironing, all right, mopping. A senior 6 cannot wash their clothes, but everything is done by the maid, cannot iron. I think parents will need to give it an extra eye. Then even digging around the compound, that is part of housework. Then the other thing, religious morals. We have realized from research that children that grow up in homes that are built accurately on religious norms or where there is religious practice, there is a way it shapes character, it checks on the discipline. These are children that have turned out to be very humble. And I think we need to really go back to religious inspiration in the homes. Teaching children just simple basics of even how to pray, or if it is Sunday, why should a parent go to church? Or even if it's a Friday, you go for the Juma prayers. You leave children behind. The children tell you, for us, we are not interested, and for you, comfortably go to church. I think your children should take the first step as you're going to church, because we have realized that the more children keep in church or mosque can get these other preachings. That's why Madam Jessica was calling upon religious leaders, because we assume as they go to church or the mosque, the religious leaders are equally playing their part from that angle. We shall have a generation worthy to emulate. Then the other thing that I should also caution parents, check the dress code of our children. The world is becoming rotten.
They want to emulate
There is something, parents, I beg, if you're tuning in or if you're listening, open your ears a little wider. We are going to allow our children move around the town. But trust me, parents, I must tell you the truth. No one knows the age of your child. It's only you who knows that your child is 13 or 14. When the child moves out, actually the day they get home, the next day they're in the salon, adding on exactly this hairstyle that graduates them to the age of 20, 30. Now, some of these kids have been well fed that their bodies don't tally with the age. It's not an insult. I feel I should call a spade a spade. Now, they are putting on very short skirts. They are moving all over the town, all over the villages. No one will respect the age. Actually, this business of saying my child was later defiled, she's 13, I don't think we move with the age. The age is like in form of a number plate, that you move with it and someone looks at you from a distance and immediately is identifying your age. We need to be very careful. Parents, check out the way your children dress as they move out. But it's very painful. You find a grown-up child, senior 5, senior 6, is in a very short thing, is seated watching TV. The father is also seated aside. Parents, what exactly are we grooming? Once your children are at that age, by the way, even if this child was just 3 years, teach them when they are still young to dress appropriately. But the pain is, how will you teach the child to dress accurately when even the mother
is also
dressed in the most hopeless way one can define? So we have a challenge. And when we talk of dressing, it is beyond, many times dress code, people look at the female gender. But I think it's beyond that. Look at the boys, right from the haircut. Parents, you're going to give children money to go to the salons. They bring home very funny haircut, and you find the parent is very proud of that stupid haircut the boy has. I think dressing is beyond the shirt, the trouser, right from the top. Then girls are going to paint all the possible nails. But we forget one thing. Whereas they are looking very nice to you, the parent, they are becoming attractive. And let us exactly understand the meaning of attraction. When you attract, definitely, think about the person who has been attracted. The person will follow you. Then will you later blame the world? Will you later blame anybody that there is a man outside, the neighbor is moving out with my child? Will you blame that man because you allowed your child to be a temptation? So let us, whereas we loved our children to have all these nice paintings, lipstick, the funny hairstyles, let it be done at the right age. Not a senior too, decorating herself, I think it's wrong. Then the boys have this funny balance. The trousers are balanced, the trousers are cut. Parents, let us be on the watch out. I think when we were growing, we were not that. Let us not confuse stupidity with the fashion. I think that is where society is going wrong. Every other funny dress code, people have funny trousers with the W, you call it damage. And that is what parents are spending on. You give a child money to go buy a trouser and brings back home damaged, and you find the parent has a reason to smile. That is what she wanted. She's looking nice.
.com.
Well, I may not have any other polite word to define that apart from using the exact word stupidity. Then we have this other issue as we keep with children home. Madam Jessica talked about checking property. Many parents ignore this. Children are coming back home with stolen property from school. Check. It could be from their neighbors, rather from their colleagues. Today you are embracing your child who has come back with something new. Tomorrow it is what tomorrow this very child is going to lose what you bought him or her. And another child will also go with it. And trust me, today it begins by just coming back with another pair of shoes. Tomorrow they'll call you for even a bigger offense. Let us be very, very careful. And equally check whether what you gave them as they were reporting to school is exactly what they have reported back home with. That is just being responsible and equally grooming children to be responsible over their property. Then the other point is skill development. We are in a world where people are going to be appreciated because of the skills they have or the talent they have. Parents, even if it's 3 weeks, your child can pick a skill. It's not about the degrees. The world has that. It's not about masters. It's not about sitting senior 4. Your child is not the first person or the last person to sit senior 4. So besides the education value, we need to have children with skills. Today it has been seen that those with skills, there is a word that sounds an insult, but that is what now society is borrowing. They are the essential workers. Okay?
Those with skills.
Those with the skills are the essential workers. You can take your child, even if they're 3 weeks, to learn how to plait hair. This can earn your child a living at one point, besides the degree. Teach your child, if it's a restaurant, let her participate and pick the skills of either baking, or yes, some schools have picked on to that, and maybe Madam Jessica will throw more light because she's purely in that as well. Teaching children different skills. If it is learning how to make soap, liquid soap, or even this bar soap, let the child learn that. If it's a nearby garage, let your boy in these 3 weeks, trust me, by the end of the 3 weeks, the boy will have learned how to at least remove the tire or how to fix the brake pads. If it is learning how to play a keyboard, let us say these musical instruments, by the end of the 3 weeks, the 1 month, this little boy will have learned the basics. Then if you can routinely do it, trust me, by the end of 2-3 years, the boy has a skill. Parents out there, let us not bury our children. Let us not think because we have paid fees, it's enough. I think it's beyond that. Let us teach children skills. Now, besides the skills, there are children with talent. To allow them chance to develop their talents. It's unfortunate at times I flash back how we were raised that we are not given chance to maybe develop our talents. And parents, don't be deceived. Talents are not only about playing football, because kids will deceive you from morning to evening. We are playing football. It's not about singing. Discover the potential of your child and allow them develop that. Okay?
Yeah.
Let them have that value added. Then the other thing, let us spare some time. Let us design them a timetable where they don't completely put books aside. We have candidates who should really, one brain is the other side, the other half of the brain is in the academic line. Some parents will say, but while at school all the time they were in books, now it's time for holiday, I should relax. And by the way, even some kids will convince parents.
Family TV, enriching lives.
Still watching Family Talk Show. Thank you so much for those ones who have tuned in on Church of Uganda Family TV with me, Brenda Mahoro, and we're still talking about parenting in the holidays. Do you know what to do, you as a parent? Do you know what has brought about these deviant behaviors? Just sit down and we are here. Madam Nagudi, let's talk about the peer pressure. I think this has have more influence than ever before.
True.
Yeah.
Thank you, Brenda. Peer pressure, friendship. Yes, it is true. There are many of us who have allowed our children to get many friends. But personally, I believe that they are friends. I have 4 categories of friends. One, I have friends that I call friends in need. I have constructive friends. I have social friends. and I have friends for relaxation. Each one of them.
You have a book that you
Yeah,
write down.
I
This
know.
is-
In my phone, I have them. If I need money,
Eh.
a certain amount of money, I have a person I'll call. If I need to relax off, I have those ones whom I call comedians. They'll make me laugh. Definitely.
Sure, you're not a comedian.
Now, there are those ones who are social, who make you laugh. You go out with them, you smile, you do this. All those are friends. Okay? But, dear parents, the level of friendship. How far should your friendship go? How far should your child be a friend to a so-called person? What is it that they do? Somebody talked about it while we were off air. Someone said sleepovers. How do you allow your child to go out to sleep? No, sleepover?
But Madam Nagudi, I brought my friend and I'm like, Mom, this is my friend.
Okay.
This is my friend Joseph.
A
We
new
studied
friend.
with him in senior 3.
And those are the stories
And
they
then we're
always
going to
create.
do research together.
Dear parents, Brenda is talking about my friend. Yes, it is true. Let your children show you their friends. What is it that they do beyond the friendship? Which kind of friendship? What do they discuss? I am of a view that if your child brings a friend, yes, let them have time limit. Not just saying I'm going to sleep over at so and so's place. What is it that they are going to do? Because your child is young, you need to guide them. You people, I am still a child at my mom's place. If I'm to go and sleep over at my mom's place, I'll not enter her house at midnight. That one is a rule. You can't. As long as she's in the house, even if you're old, she will tell you, excuse me, this is my home, respect me. So parents have a time limit. And also these friends, these so-called friends, know who they are. Who are their parents? What do they do? Because you people, some of our parents, we don't know what they do. So at the end of it all, your child is going to adopt a certain character that is going to cause you problems. You're going to cry.
In fact, if you don't know the parents of your child's so-called
Different.
friends, then those are not friends.
Those are not friends.
The first step as a parent, know the parents of
those friends. Then maybe the other thing I want to talk about as dear parents, he talked about something to do with skills development. Skills development is the way to go. I have told you that in this era, may I thank the government once again for realizing that Uganda needs to move a step ahead by introducing the new curriculum. I am telling you that new curriculum, yes, very many schools were not able to adopt, they are struggling with it, but trust me, we've just been sleeping for the remaining years. This is something we needed. Yes, whereas the new curriculum is there. What about you? Have you ever discovered what your child is capable of doing? I remember when I was in primary, I remember I did a number of things in crafts. For example, I used to make mats. I can still make them. I used to do crochet, sewing. I can still do that. But I thank the teachers of those days because it was something in the school where I studied. I can mold a cup. I am not an artist, but I mold a cup because of the skill I got when I was in primary. Dear parents out there, these are not things of long ago. These are life skills. Can your child make cookies? Can your child bake a cake? Can your child even do something that is scientific even when they don't know any science? I want to call upon parents out there. We have the good thing today, we have a lot of information circulating. They can do research. For example, we have some videos on YouTube. You can select as a parent and you say, my child should learn this skill. They give you the steps. These materials are available in Kampala here. They are available everywhere. For example, I am a woman who can make my own soap. When soap became expensive, I decided to manufacture my own bar soap. Yes.
That's cute.
I decided to manufacture my own soap. Now, the one I manufactured, I gave to my parents, I gave to my friends, I even taught the students I teach. By the way, I teach in St. Julian Gayaza, St. Julian. And you will find these children making their own soap. Why? Because these are things that we imagine they cannot be made. The materials are out there. Maybe they come from London. Hey, they come from Uganda. So teach your child if the child is interested in cooking, I was attending a certain function where I discussed something to do with DIT, with the director of industrial training himself, and I was a guest, and I loved what I saw. The young children had made their own clothes, they had made their own hairstyles, you know, the skills development. Dear parents, many of us, as we grow up, we are going to leave the scene. How about the children? I heard someone who was saying, my wife can't cook. She always orders for food in the restaurant every day. How long is she going to do that? Hey, let us, especially the girls, let us train children to become future responsible parents. Because tomorrow, as he said, that girl is going to be someone's wife, that boy is going to be someone's husband. When you're not there, what is going to happen in the home? They are going to be a mother, they are going to be a father. Teach them, let the children, if you know what your child can do, promote it. For example, there are things that we look at, hairdressing. I don't know how much money I spend in the salon every month. It is not less than 100, trust me, if you want to look good. I don't know how much money I spend on makeup if I'm using makeup. Let them learn some of these. This is life skilling. These are things that nobody will take them away from the children. They will remain in their lives. Then I can also comment about the SHR program, that is sexual reproductive health. Parents out there, our children have been left to whom it may concern when it comes to issues of sex and sexuality. The ministry came up with an idea that maybe this can be brought in our curriculum slowly but surely to teach the children sex and sexuality. These are totally two different things. Sexuality. I am a woman. How am I supposed to carry myself? What is it that I'm supposed to do? How am I supposed to do things this way? How am I supposed to walk? What is it that I must share with the opposite sex? That is sexuality. Many parents misunderstood this. They looked at it as if something that people want to promote sex. No, it is sexuality. Who am I? I am a girl. How am I supposed to train my life? Parents out there.
And it's basically about guiding.
Guiding children.
Maybe one thing parents need to know, and I always...
All parents are not skilled enough to talk about this. Or they don't know what to talk about.
Sometimes maybe the African culture
Has
takes
been
it to
eroded.
be that sex education should always be very private. But one thing we forget, just like you never taught your child how to smile, you have never taught your child how to get annoyed. There are things you'll never need to teach your child, but they are natural. All right?
Yeah.
So the child will grow to a certain stage. She will also develop feelings. With or without your knowledge, she will begin doing certain things. And what are the dangers of jumping into this without prior knowledge? So this knowledge is basically to guide, so that the children don't mess up. That's why out of a very small exciting clip, the child the next day wants to either approach a girl or try out something. But if they are well guided at the right age, maybe with the right people, and that is why where I call upon parents, you may not be very knowledgeable on how best to package this. Feel free to invite us. Like these holidays, we normally talk to children. We talk to children. We are about to resume our seminars. We used to have seminars, basically to talk to children over certain things. But we are still willing to do that kind of
Give
job.
them your number.
In case you need our services, the number is 0706 281566. I repeat, 0706 281566. Madam Jessica can also give her number.
Okay, let me give you my number. My number is 0782 760 590. 0782 760 590. As I wrap up, I talked about sexuality. I have been calling upon parents, and I still call upon parents, that this is the time to talk to teenagers about sexuality. Many have fallen victims of circumstances because they don't understand what to do with their bodies. A child of 14 years is pregnant and she doesn't know how she became pregnant. I handled such a case, and the little girl in PS1 was like, I don't know, I feel certain things in my tummy. I feel something kicking in my tummy. Only to find out the girl was 6 months pregnant. And when I talked to her and told her that, you know what, in your tummy there is a baby growing, she was like, no, it can't happen. How did I get this baby?
She was fooled around.
She was fooled
And the
by
boy
a big
played with-
man, chapati, and a
Eventually
Rolex.
she conceived
It was a Rolex.
in
It was a Rolex.
Under very
So
unclear
this young
circumstances.
girl, I had to struggle with her as a counselor. We had to talk a lot, and it hurt me as a mother. So at the end of the day, what am I trying to drive home, dear parents out there? Talk to your children as long as this child is in the teenage age. I'm not saying speak a lot, but at least the basics.
There is a
Guide
word for
them.
every age bracket.
Every age bracket has a word, especially when they reach the teens.
By the way, then
excitement.
these kids know more better than the
Yeah,
parents.
they know, but still let us talk about it. Dear parents, why I brought this issue, we tend to fear. We tend to fear this. So our dear parents out there, this is something I'm calling upon you members to ensure that we talk about it. Sexuality. No, let the child know that at this age, if I indulge into sexual relations, I am most likely to become a mother at a tender age. HIV is real.
And even knowing their body changes,
Their body
and
changes.
how to go about
Yes.
them.
Yes.
Oh, yes. The other okay, sorry.
Maybe as I wrap up, dear parents, I want you to know, I talked about drug abuse, I talked about misuse of drugs. This is real.
Yeah.
It's
And
eating
theft.
up Uganda, it's eating up the country, it has eaten up the young ones. Many of these children are using drugs without knowing. Some of them are being told that they'll make you feel good, they'll make you do this. You may never know. When I talk about drug abuse, I may not be talking about marijuana or heroin or something, even the tablets. Our children are so addicted to certain tablets. A single small pain, I have to swallow this, I have to do this, I have to do this. Watch out. I am saying this as a counselor because I have had several cases of overdose. I have had several cases of children taking overdose. And it has
Because they're
been a
addicted
struggle.
to those
They are
tablets.
addicted to those tablets. Sleeping pills. Someone tells you, I cannot sleep without taking my pill. And you parents don't know. So please, 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 as the children come to you, these are things we have noticed in schools. These are things parents have talked about, those ones who talk to us. If you realize your child has adopted a certain behavior, for example, when they used to be talkative and this time they are keeping quiet throughout, what has caused that? When they used to be quiet, they were introverts. Now they are speaking too much. Where is the excitement coming from? Please, dear parents, take note and take charge. Take charge, take control. Otherwise, we are grooming a society that has so many challenges. Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much, Madam Nagudi. Mr. Chayune, you can wrap up maybe
Oh, yes.
with the
Just
conflict.
2-3 points to close it up. Cultural upbringing as we get into these small holidays. It is very absurd that our cultural values are also dying out. You find children, senior 2-3, one comfortably tells you, I don't know my mother language. And you find parents are priding in this. For us at home, we are using English. The parent is very proud, and even the child is very proud. Parents, where are we heading? Where are we heading? To an extent that the child, besides not knowing all, actually I'm only picking out one aspect, language. Teach, when at school, we are basically using English from morning to evening. All right, and we encourage them to do that because all the examination aspects and all the activities at school are basically in that language. But while home in this holiday, teach your children their mother language. The values and the importance of mother language is very big. Actually, it will build their self-esteem. It will enhance their mental faculty. Common sense, by the way, even the reasoning capacity is all empowered once the child has a command over the mother language. It is rare that one can dream in a foreign language. Yes?
Thank you
You
so much,
can't
Chayune.
dream in English.
I know.
Everything begins with your mother language. If you're to conceptualize an issue, think about it deeply, it all begins with your mother language. The moment you have a bigger command of your mother language, it will even, by the way, enhance your reasoning. Parents, let us
Family
stop
TV,
emulating every other
enriching
person's
life.
style and habit.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chayune. Of course, you've had for yourself parenting in the holiday. In case you've missed it, you can get it on our YouTube channel. Thank you so much. Brenda Mahoro has been my name. Thank you for watching Family Talk Show. And next is going to be Health Port.